8th graders, this is lesson 5.7, over the distance on the coordinate plane. You will want to look at the lesson that is in your composition book because it has some pictures that we will need to refer to. The first picture, and because of the way we're having to do the lessons, I'll have to draw the picture for you. The only thing on your paper at this point is the 2 points on either end of this segment. Then you need to draw this segment and count the length of it, which is 5. And you need to count this segment, which is a length of 2. And it says find the distance between the pair of points. Well, if you'll notice, this looks exactly like what we just did with Pythagorean theorem in lessons 5.5 and 5.6. So let's write the Pythagorean theorem. And again, it doesn't matter which one is A or B, so we'll use 5 for A and 2 for B. 5 squared is 25. 2 squared is 4. 25 plus 4 is 29. And to undo a square, we have to do the square root. So C equals, and it tells you to round to the nearest tenth, so that would be 5.4. The 5.4 will not be exact on the diagram because it is at an angle, but you can see if you're at least in the ballpark. Number 2 looks very similar. You have a point, and you have a point, and the points are labeled in your picture. Then we need to draw this side, which is a length of 6, and this side, which is a length of 2. And now we're ready to do the Pythagorean theorem. A squared plus b squared equals c squared. So you have 6 squared plus 2 squared equals c squared. So 36, 2 squared is 4. 36 plus 4 is 40. And to undo a square, we have to do the square root. So the square root is 6.3 when rounded to the nearest tenth. Because you've already used the Pythagorean theorem in 2 lessons, I don't really think that it's necessary for us to do number 3. Therefore, we can focus on 4, 5, and 6, which are taking something that you already know and looking at it through a different lens. When you look at number 4, it says graph the points, and it says to use the point 4, 5, which means right 4, up 5. And it says to use the point 0, 2, which means to go right or left 0 and up 2. Okay? When you do that, we're looking for this distance. But I want to show you a little different way to get there. What we've been doing was based on the Pythagorean theorem. Okay, let's talk about side A, which we're going to designate this one as side A. If you'll notice, side A has a length of 4 in your graph. That means that A is 4. But you could also look at it as x2 minus x1 squared, because x2 is 0 minus 4. Which is a negative 4, but when you square it, it's still a positive 16. When you do this side, you'll notice on the graph that it has a length of 3. Well, if you do y2 minus y1 squared, then you have 2 minus 5 squared. So this gives us 16 plus negative 3 squared, which means negative 3 times negative 3. So that's equal to 16 plus 9, which gives us 25. Then we're ready to do the square root. So the side C is 5. If you don't follow the logic behind where the x2, y1, so on came from, you can simply use the formula, which is what I'm going to do on number 5. On number 5, the distance formula is the square root of x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. So on number 5, you have the points 0, negative 4, and negative 3, 0. Let's label our points as x1, y1, x2, y2. Same process that we used when we found slope earlier in the year. So now we've got the square root. x2 is negative 3 minus, because it's in the formula, x1 is 0, plus y2 is 0 minus, because it's in the formula, negative 4, because that's y1. Negative 3 minus 0 is a negative 3 squared. 0 minus a minus 4 is 4 squared. Be very careful how you put negative 3 squared in your calculator, because negative 3 times negative 3 is a positive 9, because that's what we're supposed to do, is do the signs inside first. So 9 plus 4 times 4 is 16. So that's the square root of 25. So that comes out to be a distance of 5. Now you can go back at that point and graph the 2 points, because it says graph each pair of ordered pairs, then find the distance. This method will be easier for most of you when you're just doing the distance formula. Okay, number 6 has negative 1, 1, and negative 4, 4. The distance formula is the square root of x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. So let's label our points, x1, y1, x2, y2. So then we've got the square root of negative 4 minus, because it's in the formula, minus 1 squared plus 4 minus y1 is 1 squared. Negative 4 minus a minus 1 is negative 4 plus 1. Plus 4 minus 1 is 3 squared, because order of operation says we have to do what's inside the parentheses first. So negative 4 plus 1 is negative 3 squared plus 3 squared. Well, negative 3 times negative 3 is a positive 9. And 3 times 3 for this one is 9. So 9 plus 9 is the square root of 18. And if you put that in your calculator, the value of that is 4.2. You should be able to complete the homework for lesson 5.7 at this time.